Objective Fan. The Objective Fan.
What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan. I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. What's going on? Hopefully you guys having a fantastic night. Oh, my camera's jacked up. Sorry, y'all. Got a technical difficulties, man. Hopefully you guys having a good night. We definitely got an action-packed show. Hold on. While we at it, just smash that like button. I gotta troubleshoot this camera. But what's going on, y'all? I don't know how that happened. Hopefully you guys having a fantastic night. I'm gonna do my intro in a second. All right. We got Marie. What's going on? Facts and opinions. What's going on? All right. Big time salute to y'all. We still cooking with hot grease. Facts and opinions. HIM the Great. Tugboat Taylor. Okay. Yeah, man. My son would not go to sleep. So, he's still up fighting with Maxine right now. But it's all good. I'm here. Just working through my issues. Definitely continue smashing that like button. By the way, also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. All right, very important to the YouTube algorithm. All right, that you guys subscribe last 28 days. Well over 50% of you guys who watch are not subscribed. So subscribe now so we can automatically fill that gap. We're on the road to 10K. And each time we reach a new subscriber milestone, we do have special giveaways. All right. So you want to make sure you're subscribed so you can always, be a part of the giveaway. Now, I know what happened, y'all. I'm in the wrong scene. That's what happened. I'm in the the blue and orange brunch scene. I don't know if I could change it. So we're just going to have to rock out like this is the blue and orange. The blue and orange brunch at night. Oh, by the way, let me give you the quick rundown as to what we're going through. So this is the best job I could possibly do. Hold on. Let me show y'all. So yeah, this is the brunch show. Oh, this is the brunch show look. So the camera was not set for the brunch show look. Anyway, I'm gonna get into the topics that we're gonna get into. So my question of the night is, who would you pick to start your franchise with? Is it AI the answer or Jalen Brunson? All right. My next topic is Jose Alvarado, how he can help extend Jalen Brunson's career. Also, the flagship topic of the night is why Jalen Brunson is the most clutch player in the NBA. We'll also talk about Magic Johnson and his thoughts on the Knicks. Hey, Magic, come on home to New York, Magic. Come on home to the Knicks. By the way, we'll also talk about the 3 reasons why Karl-Anthony Towns may sacrifice the bag. All right. And of course, Towns may have to teach Josh Hart some lessons and become Josh Hart mentor. I'm going to explain that. It sounds crazy right now, but I'm going to explain that, man. Salute to everybody, though. My fault for the technical difficulties. Continue smashing that like button to all my people in the building. Hopefully you guys like that intro beat. That was my brother and I was playing around with the video. Yeah, he's a fire producer, man. We used to have some fire music back in the day. I didn't even know he still produced. He said, yeah, man, I still produce. I said, word? I said, so send me a beat. So he sent me a beat. You feel me? So that's all that was. Tomorrow, Blue and Orange Brunch returns. Even though this show is not a Blue and Orange Brunch show, you know, we'll bear with it for now. All right. And on Friday, we will be filming the first ever Objective Fan Hoops video. All right, so make sure you guys are there, channel members. Make sure you guys are in the building. And of course, Saturday, NBA Saturdays, and then members only Sunday, all right? So that's the rundown for the week. So I'm not even sure how research mode going to let me test this out to make sure everything's good. But I'm going to get into my first topic. I want to talk about Towns sacrificing. Might as well just start it off like that. Karl Anthony Towns, big bodega cat. You know, he's somebody who I feel like when he first came to the Knicks, people didn't like him. And, you know, well, not didn't like him. I'm going to say people were more quick to challenge him, you know, call him soft and all these things. And people wasn't really feeling him like that. But I feel like now the Cat fans are out and about and they're going to let you know that they are Cat fans. And the truth of the matter is he loves New York. Salute to that. You know, and I do think that there's a world where he gives us a hometown discount. Now, how much will that discount be? I severely doubt it will be Jalen Brunson level-esque. And there's this, I don't know what it is, but there's this narrative to try to devalue Jalen Brunson and tear him down. I don't get it. You know, he's our captain, but for some reason, people are becoming more rebellious to Jalen Brunson. And I'm like, didn't this guy just win a championship? Anyway, nonetheless, let me put this article on the screen. We're going to shift to research mode. No, this is not the Blue and Orange Brunch. This is level-headed Knicks talk. Oh, by the way, the 82 nights for sure. Didn't mean to go there. We'll talk about that later. All right. Let me pull this article up so we could check it out. All right. Bam. So 3 reasons why Towns may be willing to take the discount for the Knicks. All right. So how would you guys view this? A sacrifice payback to Jalen Brunson? The most important reason comes during the summer 2028. Jalen Brunson, he's eligible for an extension himself. And it isn't likely that he'll leave another $113 million on the table. Brunson did it, wants to get the team around him. And while that plan worked masterfully, it isn't something that he intends to do again. How do you know that? Oh, my fault. You guys can't see the screen. My bad. Bam, let me get out of studio mode. Okay, now you can see it. But how do they know, and this is what I was reading from, how would they know if Jalen Brunson won't leave it on the table? And that's another narrative, too, that people are sharing that, oh, yeah, Brunson's going to get paid. But you don't know what Mr. Miyagi's going to do. He doesn't fit your archetype. He doesn't fit your archetype. That's why I'm curious to see when I get to the phone lines, who would you pick to start, AI or JB? Curious to see you start your franchise, okay? Now, Brunson's deal could land off of $300 million, and to help the Knicks out, it could be Towns taking the page out of the captain's book. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think that Karl Anthony Towns being a team player, right, helping the captain get his bag, Towns already had a super duper max at 35%. Is it Brunson's time? I don't know. Reason number 2, Towns and the Knicks being honest with themselves. One huge thing the Knicks have to consider is whether they want to dole out $60+ million a year to a player of his size well into their 30s. That is a big risk. getting paid, may keep them together for now. But if he gets hurt or slow down, that hampers their ability to replace him. I think that that's a strong point. You know, we love Big Bodega Cat. But the reality is when you're a big man in your 30s, it could be a little bit more risky. Even though Towns' game is not a high flyer, he's not like Amari Stoudemire or Dwight Howard. You know, his game is more, even though he does dunk the ball, but his game is more finesse and skill. He does bang, but I don't know. I don't see Towns slowing down anytime soon because of his skills, his ability to pass, his ability to shoot. I think those things, you know, automatically extend his career. But is the price too high? You know, is that price too high for Towns where we are at this point in time? If he wants to feature with New York and the organization wants to keep him on a discount, all right. The discount is somewhat mutually beneficial for both players. All right, or both parties. It's just not an option that would favor the Knicks a bit more, even though it's still an amount of money most normal people will ever get close to sniffling. That's true. But that it doesn't matter. That's not a reason to take less money because most people don't make this much. I'm out with that. All right. But the third key is a team-friendly deal was once on his mind. Now, we talking about Club Shay Shay. I just want to debunk the Club Shay Shay narrative. Remember when he did Club Shay Shay, it was a hypothetical, right? People are taking the Club Shay Shay like it's serious. Now, he could sacrifice money, right? I don't think that the sacrifice would necessarily be because he said it on Club Shay Shay. I think that the sacrifice will come because he's at a point in his career where he wants to give back to the franchise, that he wants to stay here, right? But when he was in Club Shay Shay, I'm not saying the brother wasn't happy in Minnesota, but, you know, it was a different time. It was a different era in time. So I don't know if the Club Shay Shay is going to work. It was an interview, right? It wasn't a testament or a decree of what he would consider doing. All right. It was more so good conversation, in my opinion. But if y'all want to talk about that when I get to the lines, you can. 646-995-8389. Those are the three reasons why Towns may resign. Flashy topic also, Brunson's the best clutch player in the NBA. We're going to talk about that. And I also want to talk about what that should mean. Let me look in the live chat, see who's in the building. What's going on? Okay, see some good people. Don't call me champ. Don't call me Cleo. Call me champ. Let me see. AP, what's good? Marie, what's good? OKF Nation in here, full effect. All right. Is Maxine the super producer in here too? I see people talking about Maxine. Salute to Maxine, the super producer. All right. Salute to the live chat. Keep it pushing. I'm gonna talk about Jose Alvarado, GTA. So GTA Alvarado is a player who I think that he has become the fan favorite. You know, he's somebody who has grabbed the city attention and everyone loves him. Everyone celebrated him. He was the number one man in New York right after the championship, didn't sleep, came off the plane, went straight to the Puerto Rican Day parade party. He drunk for like 8 days straight. Man, salute to Jose Alvarado. Glad to see him getting the light 3-year deal, the most money he's ever gotten in his career. Well, he has a job on the Knicks to help potentially extend Jalen Brunson shelf life. What do we mean by that? Well, we've seen in the playoffs that Jalen Brunson and Jose Alvarado can play together. We even seen that before the playoffs. But, you know, he can play alongside Brunson while backing him up. That right there is a major key. But I do have a really good article here from Daily Knicks talking about what Jose brings to the table. So Jose Alvarado has a unique opportunity to help the Knicks help Jalen Brunson, right? Jalen Brunson, he's one of the top players in the world. I think he's the best in the world. You know, that's just me. NBA champion, finals MVP, one of the greatest, if not the greatest New York Knicks player. That's another discussion we got to have. We got to have a non-emotional conversation on whether or not Jalen Brunson is the best player in Knicks history. You know, I think it should be more level-headed Knicks talk, pun intended. And I think, honestly, we should try to just make it based on the facts more so than just how we feel, too. Because sometimes the feelings can drive home the narrative. But anyway, definitely the king of New York, okay? And another NBA season awaits, and Jose Alvarado has a unique opportunity to help Brunson be at his best. Knock on wood, but Brunson has been very healthy throughout the course of his career. Even though he does get injuries, he's there at the right time and he plays 65 games. Now, next season, he will be coming off of the shortest offseason of his career, which is a very interesting point. And this is what makes the greats, you know, the MJs, the Kobe Bryants, this is what makes them the best ever. Because short offseason, Brunson got to come off surgery. He was working a little bit before he got the surgery too. Spent a lot of time in New York making his rounds. Will that disrupt his summer flow or off-season flow? And I think that that's a fair point. First time coming in. Well, maybe not OG Anunoby, but and Mikal Bridges as well. He played into June before. But nonetheless, the point of the matter is, how will this impact Jalen Brunson next season, being that this is a very short off season, okay? Now, having a guy like Alvarado who can play heavy backup minutes, right, and start in the event you would need him to, right? I think that he is kind of like a Jalen Brunson insurance policy. And honestly, and I don't want to take, slights at anyone, and I don't, but you could argue that he is the reason why Deuce may be on the loose. Deuce may be on the loose. So Jose Alvarado, he plays that pivotal role, okay? Now, here is the key thing that I think that could help Brunson coming into the season, because Jose Alvarado is a formidable backup. This summer, the Knicks signed him to the 3-year deal, okay? New York traded for him at the deadline, meaning that he didn't get a full year to be with Jalen Brunson, right? And so Alvarado, he plays in a very important role, right? He closed out a game in the finals. Yes, he did, and played regular minutes off the bench for Mike Brown when his number was called. But next summer, they can ask for a little bit more. During the regular season this year, his 28 games with the Knicks, Alvarado only played 16.9 minutes. Ooh, and I had the record. Damn. Let me see if I can get that really quickly, because I want to salute Jose Alvarado. I forgot to clip that. I was just doing my research, and sometimes when I'm just looking things up, it just takes me in all different directions. But I had a fire Jose Alvarado stat, and I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to take the time and the due diligence to pull it up. But Jose Alvarado, man, this guy is incredible. And what he's been able to do in New York for the short period of time. I wanted to get his record as a Knick. I believe it was 36-13. I'm going to have to stat check that. But Jose Alvarado, man, this guy is super important. Super important. And his, 34, no, not 36, 34 and 13 since he's been with the Knicks. Salute to Jose Alvarado. All right. So I expect these minutes to come up, especially if Deuce is out of the situation or Jordan Clarkson's out of the situation. No matter how you put it, I think that Jose Alvarado has more responsibility with this team. And I do think that Jose Alvarado will get more opportunity. All right. Now, Jose getting the 16.9 minutes. Meanwhile, in every single season since he joined the Knicks, Brunson has played around 35 minutes. That's a heavy toll, accepting in the regular season, especially after such a deep playoff run. Yeah, I mean, 35 minutes is a good amount of minutes. I don't know if it's too much. I think 35 minutes is pretty standard. If you drop JB one more minute and just play them at 34 and maybe do a couple of small guard lineups with him and Jose to get, to keep Jose's minutes up, I think it's best. I don't think Brunson has to go down to 32 minutes or something crazy like that. I think Brunson's fine with the minutes that he's at. But I do expect Jose to accompany him as well, right? And I think you should see some small ball with the two. But it's a log jam. You got Shamet, you got Clarkson, you got Jose, you still got Deuce. So from 1 to 3, you're stacked. So maybe that automatically pushes down Jalen Brunson's minutes. I don't know. Okay. But the key thing about it is Jose Alvarado, I think, will be a major key. Probably, and this might be just premature, but he might be the most important player off the bench this season. Not the best player, not the sixth man, but his ability to run the show, get guys involved, move the ball, play defense. He's going to be important. All right. Definitely, if you just joined the show, smash the like button. This is Level-Headed Knicks Talk on the Blue and Orange Brunch template. But salute to y'all. By the way, since I'm here, I might as well just use it. Call up 646-995-8389. All right, if you want to talk. All right, got some topics tonight. Check out the supers. Buzzer Beater says, don't forget the extra NBA Cup games. Good point. Well, definitely the one extra game that we had to play short turnaround, having to go to Indiana. That you could argue that also played a role. I wouldn't factor against that. I would say, it adds to the workload for sure. So will he, with the minutes, and if he does play less minutes and you have Jose Alvarado, will that take less of a toll on him for next season? I would think so, but we have to see what Mike Brown plans on doing, how he plans on preserving these guys. All right. And salute to my man, AP. JB is the best Knick in my lifetime. We can all rest in peace because of him. If you're not sure, just go back and look at the mellow years. Definitely hit them likes. Hey, y'all, smash the like button, especially if you appreciate the vampire shows. I guess this is a vampire show. Oh, I put the wrong damn sound bite, man. Oh, man, hold on. There it goes. So, yeah, welcome to the vampire show, Level-Headed Knicks Talk. But if you want to call up to talk. All right. Salute to everybody in the building. Do appreciate y'all for y'all support. Okay, y'all talking about LeBron. I didn't appreciate, who was that earlier? That was my man D from LA. He called up and he was like, I know I'm gonna get Rotten Tomatoes, and was talking about Draymond Green on the Knicks. Like, hey, slow down, Tiger. We in 26, 27. Let's not even worry about Draymond Green. He's a warrior. And when we see him, we better give him the business. Anybody who talks, like, that's how I would get down. Like, for me personally, anybody who talks about me and I got an opportunity to play you, I'm going to give you the business every single time. So if I'm Brunson, I would have a hit list. Warriors, got to shut Draymond up. Wizards, that brother Trey Young tried to rip my jersey. Spurs, very disrespectful. They tried to, they had an arrogant attitude and thought that they were the better team, though they got cooked in the finals. When you're playing against LeBron and Philly, just for the hell of it, just because we want to rain on their parade. I got those Philly fans in my scope, by the way, y'all. I got those Philly fans in my scope. Just know, I see you. We may have to dance. All right. All right, y'all not going to call. I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm definitely going to keep it pushing. Salute to my man Trapped in the 90s. What's good? I'm no longer trapped in the 90s. I'm embracing the 2000s. For sure. Sometimes you could be so 90s out that you forget what we have today. By the way, you know what? Just a very, very quick reminder. I want to let the fans know who do more than just watch basketball. Let you know that this 82 Nights, the New York edition, is made just for you. You get to track every game, every score, important trends, players to watch, your top games, fan experiences, and the entire 26-27 Knicks season from the beginning to the end. Pre-order now, and you will get free shipping for a limited time. And have your journal ready before the season begins in early October. All you have to do is check out my link tree. That is linktree/TheObjectiveFan. The link is on the screen. It is in the chat. And it's about to be in the chat, and it's in the description. So if you are interested in expanding your basketball knowledge behind the horizon, you should strongly consider ordering the New York edition of the 82 Night series. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys inside of the 82 Nights Club. All right. I think we did get a couple of calls. Okay. Let's see who we got in the building. Okay. I know there got to be some vampire. I'm like, nah, I can't be the only vampire wanting to talk tonight. We talk Knicks every day, sometimes twice a day, So, hold on. We got some topics, man. I really want to know, too, who would you start your franchise with? I saw Gilbert Arenas talking about this on some show. I was like, since you want to talk about Brunson, let's add that to the bill tonight. See how you guys feel about that. Who are you picking? Brunson or AI? What's good, Kev?
So, hold on. We got some time.
What's good, man? Turn down your background, man.
My fault. What's good, Karan? Salute, my guy.
Man, everything is good, my brother. Can't complain. Hopefully everything is good on your end.
Everything good on my end, man. Thanks for asking, bro.
Man, no doubt, man. So where you want to go? We got AI, Brunson. Who you starting your franchise with? Jose,
Come on, man.
where you want to go?
We're going to start right there. JB, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
You asked, AI was a phenomenal player, bro. No shade on AI.
Legend.
MVP player. He just never won. JB, look at the title you got. Clutch player 3 years in a row. The most clutch NBA player for 3 years straight. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Like, the dude is averaging, I believe, like 30 points per 36 minutes for clutch time minutes in the playoffs. Like, the dude is insane, bro. He's incredible, bro. Like, so yeah, definitely Brunson over AI. And what other topics we talking about? What else?
Jose Alvarado, do you think he could keep Brunson fresh? He only played 16 minutes last year. Will he get more time? Will Brunson get less time?
Yeah, I think definitely. Jose would definitely get more time. I think he proved himself in the playoffs last year. especially in that comeback in the finals. You know, in the fourth quarter, they kept him in. Mike Brown trusted him. He kept him in there. And, you know, we came back and won the game. And I think he earned, and I think, like you mentioned a little while ago, he's gonna take a lot of pressure off of JB this year. He only played, what, 19 games, you said?
Yeah, he only played 19 regular season games. Okay,
now we got him for the whole season, bro. And then, like I said, his minutes will go up. So yeah, he's definitely gonna his minutes will definitely go up, and he definitely will put take a lot of pressure off of JB for
sure. I agree. I think that Jose is probably going to be the most important player off the bench. By the way, he played 28 regular season games, 16 minutes a game. I just wanted to stat check that.
Okay, 28 games. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, about a quarter of a season.
But now we're going to have him for the whole year. And, you know, he can play with Brunson. And so I think that that's going to be good. Do you think, what about Cat extension? You think that he's going to give us that discount to look out?
Look, Cat, he don't need to, but I think he will. I think he touched on it not too long ago. So I believe that you know, I think, look, at the end of the day, Brunson, you know, the fact that he did it, it makes the other guys in the Knicks want to do it as well. He's the captain. So it's like, you know, they know that they deserve top dollar, right? But they also know that you got to sacrifice to win sometimes, right? And I believe Cat's gonna follow suit, and I believe Josh Hart is gonna do the same thing. I believe Josh Hart is gonna do the same thing, even though Josh Hart really won't be a discount. But I think he'll fix the numbers in a way where he can help the Knicks, you know, in the next couple of years as well.
Okay, for sure, man. Hey, great call, Kev. I appreciate it. And
man, I appreciate you, Karan.
Let's go, champ, man. This is the place you could talk Knicks late night.
Let's go. Let's go. The best place. The best place. Let's go.
Thank you, family. Big time salute.
Thank you, man. Have a blessed night, man.
No doubt. All right, yeah. If you just joined and you're like, wait a minute, why am I in the blue and orange brunch scene? Is because I jumped the gun and I didn't change the seed. So yeah, we rock it out with the blue and orange, even though this is not the blue and orange show. This is level-headed Knicks talk. All right, 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion.
You.
What's good, D?
What's Gucci, man?
Hey, there's some good top. I mean, man, who would you? I know. I think you want to touch on that AI JB conversation, huh?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Do we got to get the tomatoes or any
with the information? With the information that we have now, I will start my franchise with Jalen Brunson 1,000 times over Allen Iverson. The same way, with the information I have now, I will start my franchise with Jokic over Karl Malone. It's the same thing because some of these players, it took time for them to get to the point where you actually see them for what they actually are, or it took time for them to actually become who they are now, right? Just to kind of give people quick information about where we were when Jalen Brunson got here. A quick truth is 99% of Knicks fans wanted Donovan Mitchell over Jalen Brunson. That's one truth. Another truth, and I'm gonna use myself as an example. I never thought Jalen Brunson was overpaid. I always saw him as somewhere between a Van Vliet and a Mike Conley type guy. Not necessarily on defense, but just leading a team as a stabilizer, not necessarily being the best player on the team. It was like, get this guy here, stabilize the ship, and then bring in the bigger stars.
Right.
Now, that's definitely not the case. He is the guy, right?
Yep.
So,
undisputed.
With that, 100%, with that information now, it's like, yo, the reality is, as we had the discussion earlier today, if I'm starting, outside of just the basketball, the character, it's the Derek Jeter, Tim Duncan, stoic kind of, he doesn't talk too much. He just goes out there, does his job, minds his business. Another major thing. This is a guy who can handle New York City. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? If you can handle New York City's distractions, you can handle any distraction on any franchise. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big deal. Another thing that I learned after the championship, some people saw it earlier than I did. which is fine. But what I learned after the championship and doing more research on Jalen Brunson, he's not just Mamba mentality. He's actually Mamba family.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He was raised on Mom Dukes being Kobe Bryant's sister. So there's a lot going on to why this guy is the guy he is. I didn't see some of it, but the facts are the facts. Allen Iverson, I loved the dude growing up. Had every jersey color ever. Himself and Steve Francis. But if we're talking about building a franchise around a player, it's Jalen Brunson and not that many other players in his caliber in that conversation. Like he's entered a different tier of NBA legends. It's like, okay, we can pick the Kobes, we can pick the MJs. You're gonna have to start mentioning the Steph Currys. You got to start putting Jalen Brunson's name in that arena as well, because there's so many different tiers and reasons why you just start your franchise with him. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Hey,
you know
man, I'm surprised. I thought you were going to go with AI, but then I forgot you going to value that going to the championship. Same thing with Malone, leading the team to the promised land.
Right.
You got to factor that in. There's a big difference. You went to the finals. That's cool. You know, you had John Stockton too, right? So, so
did you
but you didn't get it done. Exactly, man.
You know what I mean? And in closing, I'm gonna close with this because and this is the conversation that we always have about Jalen Brunson, right? Allen Iverson falls into that brand of smaller guard basketball that I don't really favor that much, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't think Allen Iverson can do what Jalen Brunson did. People would disagree, but I love Allen Iverson. But if we're just talking basketball and basketball IQ, footwork, nah. Jalen Brunson proved some outwardly stuff, and he's just got to be given the respect for it.
100%. You know and I would take Brunson as a playmaker. I would give the edge to Brunson. 100%. I'm not saying AI is not 100%. A playmaker at all, but I would give the playmaking to Brunson because we seen it last year. He was averaging like for a nice stretch, like 9 assists a game. 100%. I'm like, damn.
100%. So, and I know there's a fear in saying certain things about certain legends because we love them, we respect them.
Right,
but it is what it is, though.
It is what it is. And you know what, D? We're going to have an objective conversation about Brunson being the greatest Knick of all time.
I don't think there needs to be one. You said we can't factor feelings in it. I'm sorry, I'm going to.
But no. All right, look, we all going to be emotional, right? We love the Knicks, but I'm saying that if we look at like the accolades, the all the things that come with what Brunson had to do and Walt Clyde and all those guys, man, Brunson has a very compelling case, and I think us, we're gonna have a discussion. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a members only Sunday. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it and just invite some other creators up here. I gotta figure that out. But we gotta have that discussion.
But I'm gonna lead with this, right? No other Knick you can mention that was the face of the Knicks had 53 years of pressure.
I know. That's what I'm saying. See, all of that is gonna be factored in.
Right.
All of that, but just us. Oh, I love this guy. You can't come in the conversation just with that because we love all the guy. But you gotta bring that, like what you just said, right?
Right.
Talk about what Ewing did in '85. Gave hope to the city. Like you gotta bring that. I don't want to have Ewing is just a man and he was here 15 years. I'm
gonna tell Knicks fans right now, Ewing fans right now. Karan knows I'm the big man bias guy, and I ain't got much. I ain't got much to support Ewing against Brunson. I'm just gonna tell him that. So
I got you. We gotta have that discussion, man. Thank you, man.
Absolutely,
big time salute.
No doubt.
Because I want to do the conversation further from the championship. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the championship to be like it's still there. But I don't want the super nicked out energy in the conversation. Like you just win the championship. Brunson is the greatest ever. I want to give it some distance, give it some space, and have a conversation. I'm going to see about that. Because every summer I do a panel. I might do another panel. Would y'all want to see me do a panel? Let me know in the chat if y'all want me to do another panel discussion like we used to do. All right. Oh, I do got some supers. Hold on. Let me know in the live chat if y'all would like me to do that. Okay. Salute to the chat. What's good, L Figgy? Tugboat, what's good? The comparison is objectively disrespectful. Oh man, what comparison are you talking about? But let me know how y'all. I should do a panel, right, with some other creators on that, because I do that every year. Let me see. AP says, I don't think I read this. JB is the best Knick in my lifetime. We can all rest in peace because of him. If you're not sure, just go back and look at the Melo years. Hit the like. Damn, why Melo got definitely hit them likes though. But why Melo gotta he gotta catch a stray on that? Oh no, I remember Melo came and he brought hope back to New York City. Like, yeah, we about to get a really good player because we hadn't had a salute to Marbury. I love Marbury. But you know, Melo was all NBA second team. I don't remember if Marbury was all NBA second team. I'm not taking no shots at Marbury. You know, Brooklyn stand up. Big time salute. I thought Marbury was the best point guard ever. When he came out, I was like, Marbury is the best. You know, everything Brooklyn to me was, you know what I'm saying? I'm riding with everything Brooklyn. You feel me? That's just how I was coming up back in the day. So yeah, Marbury was one of my favorite players, just off the Brooklyn, just that off that connection. And he went to Lincoln High School, which is my high school rival. Nonetheless, I went to Grady High, by the way, for the record. Anyway, if you want to talk about in your lifetime and you putting them up against Ewing, it's hard not to pick Brunson. I'm keeping it real. I don't want to be super nicked out with it. But it's hard not to pick Brunson, y'all. I don't know. It's hard not to pick him, though. But that is true, though. Brunson did make it easier to be a Knicks fan because now all of that, oh, you hadn't won a championship in 53 years. Knock that off. Salute the J-Tap. Could Leon Rose build a better team around Brunson? Or the answer? I mean, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the question. If you want me to answer the question like that, Leon would be able to build a better team around Brunson because he has the ultimate cheat code. He held Jalen Brunson as a baby before his father held him. So that means whatever deal you want to get done, he's going to be more willing to work with you, more cooperative. You know, he's going to take discounts. Well, we got to keep that because he did take and he still might take another discount. So now you'll be able to get more star talent with Brunson. Whereas Iverson, you know, he was the man. Salute to AI. AI is a legend in the game. We all know that. I was more of a Kobe guy, but AI was the guy, man. He was the most popular player in the world. You know, and he was tough. Short dude, taking it to the 7-footage chest, getting and ones. Super athlete, super fast, can jump, catch alleys, dunking over big guys. You know, AI has the flash and the pizzazz. But when it comes to the mentality of a champion, how do you not take Jalen Brunson? He won on every level. I don't remember AI college. I know he went to Georgetown. I don't think Georgetown won the championship either. So, you know, no offense to AI, but you didn't win on every level. And it's not all your fault that you don't win the championship, of course. But if I could build a franchise, I know that I can go get another star player. With AI, if I were to get another star player, would there be a clash? But if y'all want to talk about that, keep the calls coming, all right? I'm going to jump into the flagship topic. We got to talk about Brunson being the clutch player, right? Since, you know, we sticking with this Jalen Brunson theme. I'm just going to say this, man. Jalen Brunson is so impressive. And he's not, well, his hand, you know, he got the shifty moves, which is kind of flashy. He'll make you go ooh and ah with the moves, the fadeaways, the spins, the fakes, the hezzies, the footwork. You know, all of that's beautiful. He'll hit you with something crazy out of nowhere you never seen before. I honestly was, when I last played, I was trying to do the Jalen Brunson fadeaway. I failed miserably, but I gave it my all. Which was like the turning, you know, the pivot shot, the turning. I don't know what they call that. I only seen him and Luka do it first, right? I'm not saying nobody did it before them or didn't do it before them, but there's like a turning pivot shot that he does. It's really technical. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like he's turning on his pivot, like he's going, he'll stop and then turn. That's what I'm working on. He goes straight, he stops and turns. Pivot, straight footwork. It's not a travel. Turns his pivot just like that. Out on the dime. You think he's going straight, he just pivots and fade away. Him and Luka are like Ken and Ryu with that. You know, they do a lot of moves, of the same moves. You know, I'm pretty sure in practice they were going at it. You know, just working on moves and things of that nature. But when we're talking about Jalen Brunson, I think what makes him special is what he does in the closing moments. So there's a lot of reasons why I say Jalen Brunson is the best in the world, right? But I don't think that there's a harder bar than this that I'm about to put on the screen. Go to research mode. And I came across this via Hoops Hype. Salute the Hoops Hype. Hoops Hype's like the cheat code sometimes. Sometimes, again, you can't get everything, but it's like a cheat code. Anyway, so Tommy Beer shared this: most points in clutch in the playoffs over the past 3 years combined. The most points in the clutch in the playoffs over the past 3 years combined. Jalen Brunson, 143 points. The second place player, the guy who they gave clutch play, this guy, SGA is the clutch player of the year. We don't give a damn about the regular season, dog. Yeah, Jalen Brunson won clutch player of the year before you, the year before you, SGA. But what about when it gets tough? What about when it gets tough? In the postseason, Jalen Brunson, 143 points. SGA, 84 points. Tyrese Halliburton, 48 points. Anthony Edwards, 43 points. Nikola Jokic, 36 points. Now, to be fair to Halliburton, he didn't play last playoffs. Just to be fair, if you want to keep it fair, I know we don't give a damn about the Pacers, but he didn't play last year. Even if he did play last year, he still would not be where Brunson is. He was not getting 100 clutch points in the playoffs in the fourth. He was not doing that. I'm sorry. But this is the list of all of the best clutch players. And Jalen Brunson is head and shoulders above them all. Salute to Jalen Brunson. So, like, I'm not just super Knicks fanned out. I'm not a super duper Knicks fan. I come with sources. I come with evidence. I'm willing to get in the ring and battle anybody. I'm not just coming with the emotion. I'm coming with stats and facts. I'm coming with the undeniables. This is undeniable. But my level of consistency has always been there because coming in, if you go back and just look at the content, coming into the season, I said SGA is the best player. For me, it vacillates based on the championship. It's always been like that. I felt that way probably since the Jordan days, but definitely since the Kobe days. I felt like if you won the championship and you was the finals MVP, you were the best player in the world. But also you had to be the best player on the best team. So don't give me the Andre Iguodala's. I don't want to hear about that. That's a one-time thing. Usually the best player gets the MVP. So when I say Jalen Brunson is the best in the world, I didn't change my standard for Brunson. I'm not just saying it because he's a Knick and he's the hottest thing smoking. I'm saying it because I have a standard that I always stood by that marks players as the best. You have to win the finals MVP, not the MVP. The MVP does not make you the best player. We've seen championship years from that bald-headed guy out of Chicago. And Karl Malone is the MVP. But was he the best player in the world? No. Nonetheless, when the going gets tough, Jalen Brunson just gets it going. He's a flamethrower. He's on fire. NBA Jam. Salute to all of the old school heads that played NBA Jam in the 90s. Salute to y'all. So, like, Jalen Brunson, his work in the fourth quarter is just phenomenal. He has to be the best player in the world, because think about it like this. If I ask you who was the most clutch player in the 90s, most of y'all gonna say the bald-headed guy from Chicago. Some of you might say Reggie Miller, because he made a two shot, not two. So, you know, I'm throwing shade to the Pacers, but nah, Reggie Miller did his thing. But you want MJ to take that last. Usually the best player is the guy you want to take the last shot. That's the LeBron James problem. That is the LeBron James problem. All right. Gotta get back to my supers, but keep the calls coming, though. 646-995-8389. Jalen Brunson, the numbers confirm he's the best clutch player. And if MJ was the best in the clutch and you consider him the best, then why not Jalen Brunson? Okay, I see some of y'all say I'm talking about panel up. Hey, I'm gonna set up a panel. Hold on, let me write that down. I'm gonna set up a fire panel. Because I already know the panelists that I'm gonna select. The only question would be availability. I already got the people who, y'all already know some of the people who I rock with. I got a very close circle of people who I rock with. I might throw some wild cards up in there, but I'm gonna put together a nice panel. And we're gonna get to the bottom of that conversation of the best. Is Brunson the best Knick all time? All right. Hold on. Damn, what the hell? Oh yeah. Brunson, best Knick. By the way, I was playing around with the interview. I'm just about to drop this interview I have. I want to make some subtle edits. I might drop the interview this week. But yeah, I got to drop that interview. I did that interview last summer with a guy named James Baker who went to school SIU with Walt Clyde Frazier. So I got to drop that. So yeah, I got some diverse topics coming. Definitely going to have some debates coming as well. For sure. Because I need to get in the ring and swing. Not physical swings, but intellectual swings. Talking sports. Let me see who else we got. Got my man J-Tap Mob. Oh. Salute to you, J-Tap. Could Leon Rose build... okay, I read that. Let me skip that. I read that. Let me go to AP. I thought that the 2013 team was going to win the title. Wow. That's a good damn question. Hold on. Would the 2013 Knicks won the championship if they beat the Pacers? You know what's funny though? I never thought that we would win the championship. You know, I'd never had confidence like that since the 90s, right? But I will say this. I did think we'd beat Miami. for sure. I thought that we could beat Miami that year because we was giving them the business. I know regular season success does not translate to the postseason, but we was giving them that work. Yo, we blew them out in Miami, and the crowd was basically Knicks fans. We took over their building with LeBron and D Wade. How many of y'all remember that? 2013. So he said, I thought the 2013 would win the title. I think Roy Hibbert ended the Carmelo years. They never recovered from that. Hit the likes. Ooh, I wanted to do a panel on Carmelo Anthony too. Who's to blame? Melo or Phil? Something like that. Let me just write this down. I'm writing this down. Blame Melo or Phil. Yeah, we got to have that discussion too. You know, if you think Roy Hibbert ended the Carmelo years, what about Phil Jackson? That guy is not complicit in anything? I'm just saying, is it all Melo? What was Melo doing before he got to the Knicks? Winning and going to the playoffs? He gets to the Knicks and his playoff streak ends. We got to have that conversation. We're going to have some conversations, man. We still got enough time, and it's a long off season. By the way, salute to Zay Carmel. Welcome to OKF Nation. Hey, what more could I say? You know, this is one of the most active channel memberships on YouTube. It's so much that comes with the membership. I can't even tell you everything because there's new things created damn near every other week. New ideas. But, you know, we got all types of stuff going on. We got members only Sundays, the hottest members panel ever. Salute to everybody who turns out. Tugboat, Figgy, J-Tap, Ty calls up. I mean, it's always a fire show. To Flash, EW Flash. You know, we always having good conversations. I mean, then I got the Objective Fan Hoop series. All right. I'm gonna be back outside hooping. I got well over probably 90 members only videos. That's crazy. We're about to have 100 members only videos. Insane. We got the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. We got challenges coming. It's just a lot. I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't even remember all the perks you get with the membership. But welcome to the membership, and hopefully you enjoy it. All right. And let me see my man Tugboat Taylor. He says, we turned away Giannis and LeBron in a singular season, and nobody is mad. That's fact. I mean, none of us is mad over that. I always thought that, yo, listen, if y'all feel like we don't need Giannis and LeBron, or well, it was Giannis at the time, and then LeBron this summer. But if you feel like we don't need him, win the championship. If you win the championship, then you can tell me no. Like, I had to think about it. Like, you know, Leon Rose, you can say what you want about him, but he's a champion. You can say what you want about his decisions. He don't do this in the draft. We are the champions because of him and the guys. So it's hard to be mad when you holding up trophies. Got 3 of them things in 1 year. The only team in NBA history to win the Cup, Eastern Conference, and the Finals. We got people just crying and happy they won the Western Conference Finals. We said that's not enough. We need 3. The 2026 Knicks, a team of destiny, for sure. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's interesting that no one is mad. Brunson is the greatest hooper on the court today and tomorrow. That's facts. I'm willing to take that fade too. Is Jalen Brunson the best player in the world? I'm willing to take that fade too. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the phone line. 646-995-8389. Call up if you want to talk. If I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. I know it's a little late, but we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot going on. in the world of the New York Knicks. Good conversation. People are talking. We got haters all day, every day, right? And you know, we don't got no love for no haters because all y'all do is tear down our name. That's all you guys do. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. And we definitely are lit. Let me see who I got in the queue. I think I got my man Rodney. I wonder if he got his Bodega Cat shirt. Get my brother Rodney on the line. Keep the calls coming. Hey Rodney, what's going on? Hey, nothing much, man. Just having good conversation that night. What's your thoughts? Where you want to go, my brother?
Shoot, you know what? Anywhere, it don't matter. You know,
okay.
It's Knicks all day.
So who would you start a franchise with? Keep it real.
You know what?
AI
at one time,
or JB?
AI was my favorite player at one time. He was my first NBA jersey.
Yeah, he was the man. I can't front on him. He was the
man, but I'm starting my team with Brunson, bro.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, that's fine. Like you said, he's the best player in the world right now. You know, you know what? I remember when I first started that first playoff season that I seen him play for Dallas while I only playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought, I'm like, this guy is so good. And then when the Knicks went after him, I was so happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was going to turn out to be the superstar that he was, but I was just happy because I knew he was a pure point guard, a scoring point guard. I said, this is what we need. We finally going after something that we need. And it's history, bro. Everything else is history. You know what I'm saying? He's the best player in the world. He's the best Knick ever. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I've been a Knick fan all my life. He is the best Knick ever, bro.
Wow. Are you sure you're not using your emotion? Are you being objective in your answer?
Yes.
Okay. I
can only be objective. You know what I'm saying? I can't be emotional because you know what? I just can't. You know. You know.
That's fair.
I try not to base things off of emotion. I try to base things off of what I see, and what I can process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's not emotional, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's not. I didn't grow up watching Clyde. I grew up watching Patrick. You know,
that's a fact.
And for me to say
a lot of us,
and for me, and for me to say that he's a better Knick than Patrick, bruh, that's moving mountains, yo.
That is moving mountains. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it felt crazy for me. But then when you think about it, you like, when you investigate.
10 seconds.
You 100%. Know, but facts is facts, bro. Until somebody proved those facts wrong, he's the man. So
he's the man.
Smash those likes.
Definitely smash those likes. I appreciate you, Ronnie. Great call.
All
right. I'm gonna get to the supers in a second. I do got the OKF die. I'm gonna get right to those supers.
Hey, Carl.
Uh-oh. What's going on? The OKF doc in the building. How do you feel?
Out.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me get that. I gotta get the vampire laugh. Hold up. Let's go. So where we going tonight, Doc? A lot of topics.
Oh, well, those are good topics, man.
Thank you.
I
try.
Who would I take more for starting my my franchise. Brunson or AI?
Yes. Objectively.
Objectively. Okay, objectively, AI was amazing. He was a great player at that height. He was electric.
Yeah.
But did he make his teammates better?
Ooh.
I mean, being objective, right?
We gotta be
Best
objective.
person, the one. Is it the best player, the one that has the best moves, or the one that makes the team win more?
I'm going with the latter.
See what I mean? So
Yeah.
you have AI, which I love AI. Don't get me wrong, but
Of course, we all do.
Besides the finals, what else did he do? Who else from his team do you remember?
Damn. He played with Mutombo for like a year or two. That was about it. In
From
Philly,
finals,
I mean, oh man, them defensive guys. There was a whole bunch of defense.
And before you answer, before you cut you off on that, the fact that you don't remember off the top of your head makes you. It actually goes through the argument that Brunson is a better player. Because do you remember all the players that were playing with him on the Knicks when he came?
Were you talking about with JB?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because it was sooner. I mean, I know the defensive guys. It was Lynch. It was Snow.
Snow, yep.
What's the big guy? It was the big guy. Geiger.
Tyrone.
Matt Geiger.
Tyrone something. See what I mean? So
I know. Those guys are not memorable. You got to be hardcore to know those guys.
It's not recency because you remember the players that were in the 73 championship, right?
Ooh. Hey, we know more 73 players than Sixers. That's for sure.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's not about recency. It's about what has more impact. Eddie has a lot of impact. I mean, all the players that he's played with here in New York, they got better. Look at Hardenstein.
Yeah. OG.
Dante.
Man.
Even
Josh
Bradley.
Hart.
Josh Hart. He made Alvarado look like a superstar too.
The Alvarado.
So let's be objective on that. It's if really it was more memorable to have AI, and I'm not discounting whatever he did, but you will remember the teams that he was with because he made them better.
Exactly.
You remember the team that Jordan had, right?
Oh yeah. They used to crush us.
See what I mean? So you remember that.
How could I forget?
I know. So to me, that's why JB, it's much better to start a franchise with, to be honest.
Yeah.
And to me, that puts him even higher on the best Knick ever. Still, I can give it to Clyde as well, but now we're talking about the subject of recency.
Yeah.
How difficult was to win a championship during the 70s, during the 80s, during the 90s, and now?
Ooh. Definitely, the 70s, you had to have a squad to win. I'm talking about like three Hall of Famers.
Yeah, more movement and everything like that because they weren't good shooters like they are today, right? There was no 3-point.
Yeah, of course.
So,
of course.
The 90s
but also remember in the 70s, those teams were stacked. You had Jerry West with Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's your bed, right? You had like three super Hall of Famers. Like those were the super teams. You told me those teams in the 70s were super teams.
That's right.
Seriously.
To me,
yeah.
In the 90s, you have you when it was hard. It was difficult to get a
very, very difficult.
Very hard. Mm-hmm. So, and now is more skills. Right? You have teams that are like insanely big, shoot the lights out of the ball, move the ball, Which one's more difficult?
I'm going today because the parity that exists, like in the 90s, you had like two players dominate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no one player dominating this era. It's way too much competition.
And skills.
Way too much competition. It's very difficult to be at the top in today's era.
So to me, I'm a Ewing guy. I love Ewing, man. I have a jersey on my wall, my office, and one of JV. So that tells you a lot.
Right.
But I would put Frazier, JV, Ewing.
Ooh, okay. You throwing Frazier. See, this is why I'm putting together the panel, OKF Doc.
Yeah.
Because, see, you bring in Frazier into it, right? The other callers are like, no, Brunson is the best. So this is going to be a good conversation we're going to have.
I mean, we're just talking about objectivity, right? No recency.
Right, true. True. And then think about who Walt had to beat in the finals. Twice.
The one that you just mentioned.
Twice.
And
I mean,
they had to beat Boston or Russell.
They had to beat, but right. That's another strong point. I mean, ooh, I can see it going either way.
Now,
I'm not gonna lie, Doc. I'm leaning toward Brunson over Ewing, for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I agree with you.
For sure.
Frazier, Brunson, and Ewing.
When you talk about that guy, Walt Clyde, I got an interview. Listen, y'all gonna love this interview. Man, it's a fire interview. I've been sitting on it for a long time. Definitely gonna put it out. But when y'all hear this interview, it's really good. It's gonna be really good. So I'm putting it together.
Yeah. One more thing: if JV wins the second of the repeat, there is no doubt. JV number one.
If you repeat in New York in today's era, you're the greatest.
No,
you're the greatest. I mean, this is like a football era. New champion every year.
That's right.
Aprons.
Think about this too, Karan. We know that Ewing was the best because he holds a lot of records for points, for rebounds, you name it, right? And everything. JV in 4 years has broke them all almost.
I know.
Or he's on his way to it.
Yeah, a lot of them he did though.
See what I mean? So that puts him right in front of me. For me, for you and you, and you have to put the championship as a part of the denominator.
Right.
You have to. Because Ewing didn't have one, unfortunately. So you can't put him in beyond Frazier or JV, in my opinion.
Right. Right. Man, I appreciate you, Doc. Great call. And thank you for bringing a diversity too. Because everybody's saying he's the best ever. You're like he's number 2.
Yeah, not yet. Let him win another one and he'll be. Definitely.
Yeah, especially if it's this year.
Mm-hmm. Or even the next year.
Right. Well, thanks, Doc. I appreciate you, man. Big time salute.
Of course. Anytime, you too.
All right.
Have a good one.
No doubt. I'll be like choking over here. I'm good though. I'm a trooper and a survivor. Let's see. Salute to AP says Jackson came in 2014, but I blame him for not working with Carmelo. Okay. And we learned the hard way. Jackson only won with ready-made situations. Okay. Well, here's the problem with Jackson. He was not a GM. He's a coach. Similar to Coach Tibbs, right? Coach Tibbs had great success, phenomenal success with the Bulls. Didn't win the championship, but had a lot of success, right? Because of that success, he gets the job in Minnesota and they make him president coach. Minnesota is just, I don't know. It's like, I feel like there's something lacking in Minnesota You know, I just think the decisions they make is just it's usually wrong, consistently wrong, and you know, I hope for their sake this ball thing doesn't backfire, because it could very well backfire. We'll see what happens. But hey, you never know. And also when you say ready-made situations, of course, because he had Jerry Krause, you know, he's worked with some really great GMs. Who was the GM? Was that the Bus family was running it? I don't remember who was the GM when he was with the Lakers. Nonetheless, he had some incredible GMs that always made magic. So very easy to win when you have, and then another thing too, you add, I don't know, 4 of the top 20 players in the game ever, you're going to win a lot of championships. So when you come to New York with this philosophy, see, this is why I'm not the biggest coach guy. Like, oh man, you're going to lose because you have this coach. Like, I don't think the coaches impact the championship the way we give them credit. Like, you need Jalen Brunson to win. Like, as great as a coach you can be, if you don't have Jalen Brunson, you don't win the championship. All that coaching is only great when you got great players, dog. That's just the rules. Pat Riley, come on, dog. Pat Riley couldn't win without the greats. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't make him not a bad coach, you know. I would say Pat Riley's one of the best coaches ever. But the facts are the facts. And you couldn't win with those guys. It is what it is. Oh, okay, I see you, D. I got you. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just read this last super. Get my man D these last 2, and I got you, D. Here comes AP. This is why the conversation's good. Rick Brunson says Ewing is the greatest. I mean, Rick Brunson played with Patrick Ewing. He's seen Patrick Ewing up close and personal on a professional level. He sees his son on a professional level. Was he just trying to go extra hard to be objective? Because if that was my son, I'm LeVar Balling it. My son's is the greatest ever. I'm not going to put no other player above my son. Are you kidding me? My son is the greatest ever. So while I hear Rick, and salute to Rick Brunson, you know what I mean? Salute the Pops. I don't think Patrick Ewing would put himself above Brunson after being there and experiencing everything that took place during this run. So, yeah, Rick could say whatever the hell he wants. Doesn't mean we have to agree. Salute to Jesse. I love JB, but Willis Reed and Clyde Frazier are at the top of the list for me. Hey, let me tell you, Jesse. Willis Reed is up there, y'all. Y'all can sleep on Willis Reed if you want to, because, I mean, who is the only MVP in franchise history? That'll be Willis Reed. Who is the first biggest, best captain in franchise history? That would be Willis Reed. Walked out, limped out on the court. Legendary moment. Of course, Brunson had his own legendary moments as well. But Jesse just proved again why the conversation is valuable. I'm going to work on those 2 panels. Definitely going to put together those 2 panels, y'all. I already got it written down. I already know who I want to be on the panel. And we're going to have a really great discussion. All right. I'm going to get my man D in LA. Smash that like button for me. This is the Vampire Show. Late night edition. All right. Level-headed Knicks talk, though. We on the blue and orange brunch template. Just ignore that. You get my man D from LA in the building. And I do got more call. Oh, I got a couple of West Coast people up in here. Salute to the West Coast. The West Coast is not the best coast, but salute to the West Coast.
My dog.
I see you wanted more time, so where we going?
So I got a question for you, right?
What's
And
up?
I want to get the context early, right? This is about the core of the question is Jalen Brunson, or how much of Jalen Brunson is his pay cut, right? And let me give the context.
Okay.
Let me give the context. I've said multiple times, there's probably, if they're on their prime, there's probably only 3 players in their prime that I'm giving the modern day second apron super duper max. That would be prime Jokic, prime LeBron, and prime Giannis. Those 3. If I was talking about, those are the only 3 in this era, if they're in their prime, that I'm giving the super duper max, that 35%. Okay. I'm not giving it to Shea. I'm not giving it to prime Steph. And it could be called a bias because, I have a preference of style of basketball, right? But also, if I'm going based on history and statistics, I think in this second apron era, it is a lot easier to reach certain pinnacles with certain archetypes than others. So this is not a shot at Jalen Brunson. This is just, and it doesn't mean I'm right either. It's just my perspective. This is how I construct it. And whenever I mention Wemby, I'm just talking about future projections, but that's another discussion, right? And I'm asking this question because when we talk about Jalen Brunson and Allen Iverson, if we put them both in the league right now under the second apron, it's fair to say that I can assume, I could be wrong, that Allen Iverson is not taking a pay cut.
Hell no.
Allen Iverson that we if it's Allen Iverson that we know, Allen Iverson is not taking a pay cut. And Allen Iverson not taking a pay cut could influence the results that Allen Iverson can get winning championships wise. Right? Here's an outlier exaggerated example. If LeBron James next season is 80% of what he was last season for the Lakers, he is still 1,000% more valuable in the championship roster this coming year than he's ever been with the Lakers because LeBron James is $4 million. Right. 80% of LeBron James is way more valuable than $53 million LeBron James. So with all that said, my question to you is, and this question doesn't necessarily have to be answered right because it might be a little too nuanced, but how much of Jalen Brunson is actually his pay cut? Does that make sense?
How much is it? You mean the hype or the allure?
No, the result. The result.
Okay.
From your perspective, and again, it doesn't have to be answered immediately because it might be, need more depth or something. But when we're talking about the word that is, because I said I will take Jalen Brunson with the information that I know now over Allen Iverson. I'm also factoring in though that pay cut, and again, it could be my bias thinking that pay cut influences being able to build a team and leading us to a championship. It could be wrong, but from your perspective, how much of Jalen Brunson actually is that pay cut? The results.
I mean, it definitely makes him more valuable, the most valuable, contract in the game, or the best value contract in the game. So that's going to add to the mix there. But I think that, discount or no discount, this performance in the playoffs, that right there sets the stage. Because nobody gives a damn about the discount really. But now, because of the second apron and people are learning more about it, now there's this push for sacrifice. But superstars are not going to take like the middle class is going to suffer.
Right. But okay, I want you to stay on that point, right? I want you to stay on that point because you said super not going to take pickups, and you're right. Right? How will that affect the championship chances?
I think that
because
it doesn't, because all of the champions have super maxes. I think the shift is going to be just pay the middle class less. So if if you get a Wemby or you get a Cooper Flag or AJ, we're just going to have one of you, and then we're going to do like what the Knicks did, get an OG Anunoby, get a Mikal, you know what I mean? Get a guy who may be like Towns but not a max, right? But that could give you like 20 and 10. Maybe a little better, more refined version of a Julius Randle, right? Get a guy like that who could be a second option. And I think that's how teams are going to build. Then you're going to have to be a real GM,
right?
And find diamonds in the rough. like a cater on a 2-point-something million contract, right? You're going to have to be able to pick these guys up and be in real scouting and real, oh man,
like,
let me go get that
job.
guy.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to have to really do your job to survive, because if you're not, then you're going to be stuck. Right?
Like,
and
okay, so like, a good example will be Shea was able to win when J-Dub and Chet were on rookie contracts. All right?
They're
true. That's
now true,
max players.
Right, and it hurt them a little bit. Yep.
Right. Do you think championship chances stay the same with OKC, or
hell no?
Right.
Hell no. I don't give a damn about Vegas. No, Vegas still has them as the best.
Vegas is tripping. Right.
But I think that what LA is doing is the blueprint. Is what we just said. Luka's the max. You got Austin Reeves, you know, second little superstar kind of dude. Then you get a big guy like Walker Kessler, right? And now you try to get Kuminga, right? That's how you're going to have to put together your team. You can't do it no more with Jalen Brown and Tatum. Those days is over.
Right. Right.
So now it's going to be the one max player era. I think that's more realistic than people sacrificing. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. And it also creates parity, which is good for the NBA because now if Brown is on Sixers, Tatum is on Boston, right? Instead of having them together, no. Put them on over there. Put one over there. Put one over there. One over there. You feel me? I think that's the direction we're going.
Right. To your point about the superstar before I go. And this goes back to your initial point about Jalen Brunson's biggest sacrifice pretty much ever, right?
Yeah.
Is he the first to himself and Leon possibly to realize this is the new way to build a full roster? Like if the number one, like Luka or Jokic, because Jokic is cooked, in my opinion, right? If those guys take pay cuts like Jalen Brunson, then they can actually build out. It's like, is Brunson the first, along with Leon, to realize, okay, get this superstar while he's cheap. He's going to become a superstar while still being cheap, and build that championship roster. And then hopefully, not that he remains cheap, but he keeps the same space for us to still construct. Because if the other teams are not taking pay cuts, if the other superstars are not taking pay cuts, and Jalen Brunson keeps his pay cut up, but stays at that same elite level, doesn't that increase our chances over the other superstars we do? Right.
It does, because remember, you got Leon Rose. Now, if you had some bum GM like the Nets, no, I shouldn't say that. Salute to my man Sean.
No.
But my bad. I shouldn't. Wasn't he a Knick too, right? What's the Knick always a Knick? My bad.
Right.
I'm wrong for that. But I'm just saying there are GMs out there who are trash. I don't want to name names. Not Sean Marks. He's a good guy. I'm just saying there's GMs out there who are trash. So I would never sacrifice for you because you're going to mess it up. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a valid
You're going
point.
to go out there and go get I don't want to throw players under the bus either. But you're going to get a bad contract.
Right.
You're going to mess it up. You're going to go out there and say, okay, I'm going to get Ben Simmons. and I didn't want to do that, but you get what I'm trying to say.
That's what you're saying. Right.
They're not going to do a good job.
Bad at your job. Right.
Exactly. Now, if I play for Sam Presti, Bob Myers, they come to me like, look, man, we need you to do this because guess what? We about to go get you Jalen Johnson. And then we go get you this player. And then we go to go get you this player.
Right.
Okay.
Got you.
Now we talking. So
makes sense. No doubt.
Also, by the way, I don't think Luka's on the 30% max. I mean, it's not a discount.
Right.
It's not a discount.
Did. Right.
But because remember, you can't get them unless you're with your team. Right. You can't get the super duper max. So this was the most he could get.
Very valid point.
So that also benefited the Lakers. So now he doesn't get the 35. But this is why I'm also putting this out there for Towns. And I got content on this. The sacrifice doesn't have to be what Brunson did. Just sacrifice 5%.
Right.
That goes a long way. So we'll see what happens.
No doubt.
Thank you, D. Great question.
No doubt.
All right. Another thing too, before I forget, with the Allen Iverson conversation, what happened when Allen Iverson went to Denver? What happened when he went to Denver? They wanted him to come off the bench. They wanted him to take a lesser role. It was a very tough adjustment for AI. So now you putting AI with other star players or another star player or however you building your team. Could there be a clash? Whereas Jalen Brunson going to work with you. How much do you factor that in? And then if you make the question Leon Rose, I just feel like that's even more of a cheat code because now they have that relationship where he would take less money to help build a team. Whereas AI doesn't have that relationship with no team. So the expectations I feel or I find would be a lot different if you were to change that. What's good? Knicks will be champs.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on?
What's your channel member name again?
My new name is Reborn in Christ 613.
Reborn in Christ. Got you. And then Knicks on 5 at Discord. Got you.
Yep.
Got you. Man, what's going on, family? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great.
That's good.
Listen, like when we have that conversation about Brunson and Ewing, we got to take off those reminisce goggles, man. A lot of times we look back on something from the 1990s and say, yeah, this was a magical moment for our team.
Right.
But the reality is that they made 2 finals appearances, and most of the times they didn't get past the second round, and they were always getting mussed down by the Bulls. So it's just time to take that magical Knicks were a great team in the 90s 5 away because we're champs now. You know, but Brunson and Ewing conversation, listen, who has Ewing knocked off that was a defending champion? Like, I always rate players by the teams that they beat, by the competition that they played against, by what they did when all the chips were stacked against them. Like, who did Ewing beat that was even remotely as good as the 24 Celtics, who Brunson knocked off?
Yeah.
You know.
We beat our Jordan.
Yeah.
And
beat our
destroyed
Jordan, him. So it was like when it came down to it, when it came time for Ewing to be able to get over that hurdle, like in 92 when the Knicks won 60 games and had a 2-0 lead on the Bulls, and the Bulls came back, that was his moment to win a ring. That's why I put Brunson above him. That's why I put Brunson in front of him. But I always had to look at things in context too. Now, if you were to take this Knicks team and put Ewing on that team, the pre-1990 Patrick Ewing on it, would he have won a title?
Without Brunson?
Without Brunson.
Very difficult.
Well, the reason why I say a pre-1990, because, Ewing used to put up like 27 and 14 like it was nothing.
Well, it depends on who his point guard is. He would need a real point guard. So you got to have a real point guard today to win a championship.
Yeah, so he had the likes of Mark Jackson. Would he have been able to win it with this roster and Mark Jackson running a point guard and Ewing giving you 27 and 14?
With the same Knicks? You say Mark Jackson? Oh, now you're giving them Cat too?
Yeah, I'm just saying you keep the roster, but you switch out Brunson for Ewing.
But you got to switch out somebody else for Mark Jackson too, though. So could we switch out Cat for Mark Jackson?
No, because Cat's a perennial all-star.
10.
But you got to switch out something for Mark.
Nah,
you can't just you can't add Mount Jackson and Ewing and then keep Towns and the rest of the guy. That's like a cheat code, man.
Yeah, fair enough. So if you switch out Cat and Brunson and putting Ewing in on Mark Jackson, would this team have won a title in the 80s and 90s against the Pistons or the Bulls? I don't know if they would have. Like, Brunson won.
I don't think so either. But you got Wingstop though, who gonna play some defense, right? With Mark Jackson setting up the offense.
But those Bulls and Pistons teams were some of the best defensive teams ever.
No, facts.
Nah,
it would be interesting.
I just think that I put Brunson over Ewing simply because the level of competition that Brunson beat, not only to win the title, but in the years prior, outweighs Ewing's.
I agree. I don't think Ewing would win it today with Mark Jackson either. That's just me being fair. Like if you took Brunson and Towns out, you replaced them with Ewing and Jackson. I think the problem could potentially be, well, you can't say defense, but just, I mean, Ewing gets buckets too, but the way the game is played, it just wouldn't favor Ewing's game.
Well, Ewing used to be able to hit that fadeaway 17-footer. That guy he had a shot. He could shoot from the mid-range.
But you gotta stretch the floor. And now you put Mark Jackson and Ewing in pick and pop scenarios. They popping on you. You out there, Jokic is like, oh yeah, Ewing, you could be a beast inside. I'm just gonna be out here just jacking up threes. I don't know. It'll be a different challenge. I don't know if they could overcome it. I don't know.
I just think that when people look at Ewing, they look at his best, the Knicks' best years with Ewing were after his knees were shot to shit. Excuse my language. Yeah. Those are the Knicks' best years with Ewing. I just think that when you look at Ewing prior to that 1991 season, he was an absolute beast. He was dominant. Yeah. But I still would put Brunson over him as a Knick great.
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, Knicks would be champs. Great call. Thank you for bringing some other factors to the table, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
All right, you too. Have a blessed night.
No doubt.
All right, later.
Salute to my man, Knicks on 5. I'm going to always call them Knicks would be champs, though. Let me see. Do got some more. Jalen Brunson is already the GOAT, and he's just starting. That's the crazy part, that we're having conversations about Jalen Brunson as GOATs and all of that, and he literally is just starting. Like, we got to really think about that. It just makes me wonder what's left for JB, because he has to have the best first 4 years as a Knick in Knick history. I don't think no one had a better 4 years than Jalen Brunson. So some of you might say, well, 4 years is not enough, but damn. I hear you, facts and opinions. We get my man Rock on the line. I'm hitting the line. So if you call, I'm calling back. Having a good conversation tonight.
It's good, kid.
What's going on, Rock?
Hey, real quickly, last call, you guys are talking about the Bulls. I believe, I think you were talking about would the Knicks be able to beat the Bulls? Are you talking about our staff, or are you talking about Ewing's time if he with another guard?
Well, he was just trying to make the comparison between Ewing and Brunson. Maybe the example wasn't the best. I was just thinking that Ewing and Mark Jackson probably still wouldn't have won. But I think they would have had probably the better shot. But the point was that Ewing wouldn't do it, so he's not better than Brunson. That was his point.
Well, okay, let me see this. You disagree with him, but I agree with Rick Brunson in saying that Ewing is the best Knick that he's ever seen. And I wouldn't ball it. I believe that Rick Brunson believes that his son is a better Knick, but he has to pay respect to his peers.
Of course.
Right. And I would do the same thing. Same thing, but you know what? When I get in that house, I said, "Boy, you the best. You know you the best."
Right.
But
come on.
Keep my relationship professional and personal, and we grew up, we grinded. Pat, you put in mad work, man. My boy ain't there yet, man. Maybe we got this conversation when we retire, but come on, Pat. You are, and he be smiling every day. You know that big smile he got.
Right.
But deep down, I say my boy's the best, and I think on the second championship, yeah, he will be crowned. I think without a doubt, he will be called the best Knick ever. But right now, you got to pay respect, like you said, to Willis Reed and to Clyde Frazier, man.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to put together that panel discussion, because I think that this is a really great conversation.
Because once he levels up with them, what puts him over is how he did it and the degree of difficulty and the level of competition he now faces in the league as compared to them.
100%.
Something 100%. Else. Was D saying that he wouldn't give Jalen the max, he would give it to Giannis and Jokic before
in their prime? Yeah, he said those are the only players he would give it to in their prime. Nobody else.
Well, I was prepared to make a point that leads into this. Here's the thing. Jalen's receiving a lot of pushback from his peers and the public at large because 100%. Because he's taking a pay cut, and I guess cats are looking at it like, he messing up the money. 2, is natural jealousy because he did it in New York and nobody did, so his star shines brighter. Right. And so there's some jealousy and envy with that. And 3, people want to realize, let me go fast because you just had the horn go off. I think the code has been pulled back. The magician's trick has been revealed. These guys, these blue chippers growing up, they're treated a certain way. These special kids, these guys that grow up, and every time they run into a adult, oh, you play ball? And they get all the attention. They've been used to that attention.
Good point.
And here it is, right? All the 6'7" guys to 7 feet, the 7'3", 7'5" guys, they're viewed as special. Here it is, this guy who is the height of a regular man comes and do what a lot of them haven't done and had the gusto to do it in New York in the pressure-filled Madison Square Garden where they're afraid to go and do it. Facts. He did what they couldn't do. So now they're not as special as everybody else. Here it is, an ordinary man that people can relate to has done it. So there's got to be some kind of resentment towards that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like a magician, right? Oh, everybody's sweating. Oh, I can't believe we did this. The great Grandini. Oh, and then somebody come up and say, "Oh, Grandini, that great. That's how he did it." Mm-hmm. He lost all his flavor. He lost all his luster.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I had some. Thank you, bro. I had some other stuff. I'll say you next time, man.
You save it next time, man. You know I'm here every day.
Unless you want me to get it out real quick.
Well, I got more calls. We'll save it for another time. I appreciate you though, Rob.
All right, then.
All right,
bro.
Hey, listen, man. I'm here every single day. Sometimes twice a day. I drop clips. I got poll. I do. This is a very active channel, so continue to smash that like button. Continue to subscribe. Also, man, I love talking basketball, so it's what I do all day, every day, without fail. I got people who all I do is talk basketball. I got people. Do you have people like that in your life where you don't talk about nothing else but basketball, or maybe other sports as well, but just straight basketball? That's how my life is set up. For me, basketball is life. See if my man Musa's there. Then I got my girl L Figgy. I still want to talk about Magic Johnson as well. What's going on, Musa?
What's going on? What's the topic today?
We got a lot of topics, man. I mean, who you picking? Jalen Brunson or Allen Iverson to start your franchise?
If you're rebuilding, let's go. Might be crazy, but Allen Iverson.
Whoa, okay, you going against the grain. Okay,
Allen Iverson was a Hall of Famer. This guy.
Okay, I gotta hold back the dogs. But so you going with Allen Iverson? So Jalen Brunson won't be a Hall of Famer?
No, he will be, but he has to get there. He has to earn it.
You don't think he's a Hall of Famer right now?
Not yet. I think he has to win like more championships and everything just to get there.
So how many championships did Allen Iverson win?
0.
Exactly.
Oh, shit, Allen Iverson like accomplished a lot for some reason.
No, I mean he did individually. He's a great player. I'm just saying. I think Brunson is a Hall of Famer right now, and he's going to continue to add to his legacy. I got Brunson in the top next 100. So, but I hear you. I respect your opinion. Is it just based on you think Allen Iverson's accomplishments and what he's done for the game? That's where you want, you're comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you rather have taken the last shot?
Oh, Jalen. Oh, there. That's a no-brainer.
Okay. Who would you want to be the captain of your team?
Brunson, obviously.
Okay. Hey, sounds like it's Brunson, man. I'm sorry. It sounds like it's Brunson. I'm joking. Nah, respect to that. Do you think that Big Bodega Cat, do you think that he will sacrifice on this next deal?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope he takes what do you call it? I'm hoping he would have seen what Brunson done and like be like, all right, yeah, we would do the same thing,
I think he would. I don't think it has to be a Brunson level sacrifice, but we've seen hometown discounts before. I don't think it's out of question that he won't do it. Oh, I got another good topic I never got to, but
what is it? Oh, let me hear this.
It has something to do with Towns and Josh Hart. I might just say that for tomorrow. But Jose Alvarado.
Oh yeah, because they can both they're both eligible, right, for extensions.
No, not just that. No. It's something else that's crazy. But Jose Alvarado, he could help extend Brunson's career by cutting into Brunson's minutes. Do you think that Jose will be one of the more instrumental players off the bench?
Depends how much more longer he stays here after this contract, right? Will he get another contract after he's here? After he's like after this contract is up? I can't really say. I don't really know that that's gonna happen.
Okay, that's fair, man. Well, yeah, Musa, man, thank you for the call, my brother. And no we'll be back tomorrow, man. Look forward to your future calls.
What time is the show tomorrow?
Around 2:30. Blue Orange Brunch. And then if I do another show, it'll be a night show. Level-headed Knicks talk. We'll see what happens. All right? Salute.
All right, peace.
I just realized I was saying LeBron James. I was waiting for the LeBron James news. Because I was like, yo, as soon as he signs, we're going to do 2 shows. But I think that day we did the 1 show. So, hey, you just never know. We'll see what happens. Still a lot to talk about. A lot of good topics, man. The topics do not end. Uh-oh. L Figgy in the building.
What's good, KP? What's good, chat? What's up, guys?
Man, we having a lot of good conversations here tonight. I'm curious to see where you're going to take us.
All right. I was a little triggered. I wasn't going to call up, but I got a little triggered.
Oh, word?
I'm going to start it off by this. And I usually don't get triggered. I'm going to start it off by saying Brunson, for me, greatest Knick of all time. Because for me, Brunson healed a lot of my wounds, if you will.
That's right.
He definitely healed, finger rolls and John Stark stinking it up in the 4th quarter and all the past hurt that we have suffered as Knicks fans. So that is why I say Brunson's my guy. For me, he heals all that for me. And that is why I'll say he's my number 1. However, Patrick Ewing, and I'm just going to say this. And when people say, oh, but Patrick Ewing who did he beat? And did we get here? And whatever. Everyone talks about the 99 finals as if we were really going to win that. And anybody who was alive and really watching Knicks and were really into 100%. The Knicks in 99, if you're honest, nobody thought we were going to win that. Come on, man. And I love Marcus Camby. Well, we were definitely, I think everybody who's honest will sit there and say, yo, man, we were definitely, we were on house money there for sure.
Right.
We were playing with house money. It was a great run. We weren't going to beat Tim Duncan and David Robinson. We just knew when we had to come up against the Twin Towers, we were not going to win that game or win that series. No. Even if Pat had been healthy, and I'm going to say that too. Even if Patrick had been healthy, the Spurs that season had our number. We weren't going to win in '99. We had those miracle play. The Larry Johnson 4-point play against Indiana, which was beautiful. Which was beautiful. But
good fortune.
Here's the thing. And this is what people don't understand. Patrick, Charles Oakley, these guys, 97 to me was actually our best window to win a championship. And for anybody who doesn't know what happened in 97, we had the Bulls number that year. I know in the regular season we split. We won 2, they won 2. But it was the way we did it. If anybody was around back then to remember that as well, those games and what was happening in 97. We got the same way. How did y'all feel? How did y'all feel when we beat the Hawks the way we beat them in that series after going down 2-1? It seems like the Knicks had flipped the switch. It seems like we got hot at the right time. That is what happened in 97, y'all. We split the regular season with them. We won 2, they won 2. But the Knicks started getting hot at the right time. And in the first series against the Miami Heat, we were up 3-1.
10 seconds.
And we know what happened with the suspensions, right?
Yep.
But that, to me, anybody who knows about those suspensions knows we did not get suspended because we were fighting. Right? Guys stood up on the bench. That was it. That's all that happened. John Stark, all these guys just stood up on the bench just to see. Right. Let me ask you, Karan, if you're all hanging out right now and you go see a fight, aren't you going to stand up just to say, yo, what's going on? They didn't even get on the court. They just got suspended for standing up on the bench. And I believe, and I'll go to my grave believing that David Stern did that on purpose because he knew we were the biggest threat to the ball-headed man in Chicago that particular season. We got so red hot at the right time. We were mopping the floor with the Miami Heat. And we had and our last regular season game against the Bulls, we beat them in Chicago.
Played them well.
And Michael Jordan was talking all this smack. We got hot at just the right time. David Stern knows that. That's why I hate him. He is the devil, the prince of darkness on high for all I'm concerned. And I'm going to say this, but I will never forget all that Ewing. I'll say that. If David Stern, you're out there listening to me, kick it. But I'm telling you right now, Ewing, I'll never forget all he did for us, man. I'll never forget him hobbling up and down the court, icing his knees courtside, and still giving his all every single night. And for that, Patrick Ewing will always be on my top 5. I love the man. No disrespect. Thank you, Karan. Appreciate the late night sessions, man. These are always fire, man. Appreciate you, man.
No doubt. Big time salute. Hey, man, like she said, this is the late night show. Vampires only. You feel me? We having a great conversation and a great time. I love Ewing too, man. I had, tears came down my eyes when it was time for him to go. Because I just remember the glory years. But he wanted to go, he would have probably retired a Knick. But he wanted to go. He felt like everyone turned on him. And that's what they do. I mean, they will turn on you. But to add to what she was saying about the Spurs, man, they won I don't remember the exact amount, but it was something like 41 games of their last 45 games. Like, they were so dominant. One of the most dominant teams in NBA history. If they went on an incredible run, I don't think that we could have beat them. Similar to like what we did this year, like the run we went on. I mean, all of those victories in a row going into the finals. 11 straight victories. There was nothing the Spurs could do about it. There was no way they could beat us. Same kind of turnaround, right? So we just got to deal with it. Ewing just wasn't capable of getting over the hump. Doesn't mean he's not a great player. Doesn't mean we don't love him. But the facts are the fact. This is why we got to have this discussion, and we will. Not trying to diminish the careers of Willis Reed or Walt Clyde Frazier or Patrick Ewing. Jalen Brunson is the greatest New York Knick ever. Fire. First off, you got a case, man. Brunson has a case. And when you look at those first 4 years, no one, and I mean no one, in Knick history did what Brunson did. And you could go to Mike Brown. Like Mike Brown, first year, he has the greatest first year as a Knick head coach in Knick history. None of them has won a championship in their first year. Rowley got 51 wins. Brown got 53 wins. So what Jalen Brunson was able to do in a shorter period of time is incredible. So I'm with you, Super J. I don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting legends. And another thing, too, that I think us Brunson people in the modern day need to realize is we have culture. Don't let these other franchises make it like the Knicks don't have culture. We don't have as much championships as Boston or LA, but we have just as rich of a culture as LA or Boston. Where are their alumni? How much alumni come out? We got the most alumni. Once a Knick, always a Knick. We take care of each other. It's a different franchise. So shifting gears, I want to talk about Magic Johnson, one of the greatest point guards ever. I don't got him at number 1. I got him number 2 on my list. That may start controversy. If you want to debate me, join the channel. Go inside the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. We got a chat called the NBA chat. Go in there, and I'll take the fade. I got Magic Johnson as the number 2 point guard. It's okay, though. Still great. Still one of the best players ever. But Magic Johnson, he's always paying attention to the game of basketball. I don't think he's involved in the sport. I think he owns the Dodgers, and he's chilling. But he was working with the Lakers. Right, got fined. This is why another reason why Leon Rose, salute to Leon Rose. It doesn't make sense for him to speak because, Magic Johnson did an interview and learned a hard lesson where he was talking about other players. You can't do that as a general manager. So you would never hear Leon Rose go on the Roommates podcast and talk about a player. I forgot what it's called, but it's against the rules. And Magic Johnson did that. This was when he was the president of the Lakers. Okay. So Magic Johnson always, somebody who has respect in the game. He's a legend. But he says something about the Knicks that I think we all can agree with. Go to research mode. Right. So, yeah. So Magic Johnson, and this is LakerNations.com. Don't ask me why I'm going Laker Nation. They're talking about the Knicks. I go anywhere if they're talking about the Knicks. But he still has the Knicks as favorites to win the East, even with LeBron James going to the Philadelphia 76ers. And here's what he had to say. All right. As we sit today, the Knicks are still my favorite to come out of the East until proven otherwise. All NBA fans can dream of the 76ers versus Knicks Eastern Conference Finals. That will be must-see TV. I'm telling you right now, if I'm the NBA and I could structure it, which I don't think they're doing, but if I could structure it, my first round would be Knicks Pacers. My second round would be Knicks Heat. My Eastern Conference Finals would be Knicks 76ers. If they did that, this would be one of the most viewed playoffs in NBA history. Telling you. Because then you got the Giannis factor, you got the LeBron factor, you got the Pacers Knicks factor in the first round. It'll be the most anticipated series, 100%. But I agree with Magic on that. Right now, I got the Sixers as the number 2 team. But even though they got LeBron James and Jalen Brown, I don't think it will be enough to contest with what we bring to the table. And I think that we're going to show them what we're working with. But for the legend Magic Johnson to be so confident in the Knicks, man, it's a beautiful thing to see. And a lot of the times, you know, we're getting love from a lot of old media and places where you don't think that you would get the love. However, the haters are becoming more aggressive. The haters are definitely becoming, they are vicious. When we say they hate the Knicks, they don't like the Knicks. They don't like the Knicks, man. But people who know basketball and who watch basketball at a high level, a lot of them still riding with the Knicks. Even if they put Philly up there, it's like Philly and the Knicks together. It ain't just Philly's better than the Knicks. Only the Philly fans feel that way. By the way, speaking to the Philly fans, if you want to dance, you want to get in the ring, you see the email right there. Send me an email, info@thisweekinsidethenix.com. Got people in my scope. Got to have a meeting with Maxine, the super producer. Definitely got some things to address. But yeah, that's what Magic Johnson had to say about the Knicks and comparing them to the rest of the Eastern Conference. It is what it is. Let me get my man Lopez in the building. See what he has to say. What's going on, Lopez?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. Yo, man, we just talking Knicks late night. What you got to say?
Let's go. So I was just calling in because just to piggyback off of what El Figgy was saying. I just lost my place right now.
Brunson?
No, as far as the '97 playoffs.
Okay.
One of my homeboys, now I don't know how true this is, right? But one of my homeboys I used to work with, we used to work down the block from the NBA offices over there, right? In Midtown. And he told me he run into David Stern on a train because David Stern used to take the train to work. And he said, he asked him, he said, yo, what's up with, with my Knicks? And he said Stern told him straight up he don't like them. Now, I don't know how true that is. I wasn't there, but my man Stanley was not a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the time I knew him, he didn't lie about nothing. So I just feel like there's a lot of truth to what she said because we didn't get off the bench. You know what I'm saying? There was really no reason to suspend us during that series. So that's all I really wanted to piggyback off of that. But I also wanted to talk about all these pundits putting 76ers up there. Like, this is crazy. My boy was just hitting me up because he pissed off about it too. Because he's like, yo, we just won the chip and LeBron go to the Sixers and everybody acting like all of a sudden they the team to beat. And I'm like,
I wouldn't say everybody. There's people who feel that way, but the people who know basketball, they're not saying that.
I know.
I just put it like that.
Is at some point, you get tired of the disrespect for your team, especially when we just won.
Facts.
Like, it's like, bro, come on now. Oh, for 54 years, I was clowning. For 54 years, I was clowning. You ain't get out your system yet.
Nope.
So yeah, that just points to a deeper seed. It's not, you're right. The people who know basketball are not speaking like that. It's the people who either their viewership is down, so they need Knicks for clickbait, you know what I mean? Or they just got true hate in their heart, like they really have an underlying hate for the Knicks because you can't see 24 we could have won if we didn't get injured. I really feel like the last 3 years we could have won the chip. In 24 if we didn't have all those injuries. Last year if Tibbs didn't run our starters into the ground and actually played a guy like Shamet, who knew he could be this good, you know what I mean? So I just feel like we have been there at the precipice of the championship the last 2 years, and we finally brought it home this year. We're returning most of the team this year. So for them just to discount us for a team of just a throwaway, Yeah, it's just that's what it is, you know, because we know it's not
annoying.
reality, but it's like when you have to talk to a person who lie all the time and you know the truth. Yeah, it's annoying. That's really what I just wanted
100%.
to get off my chest. But El Figgy, I definitely agree with you with that 97 joint.
Hey, salute to El Figgy, OKF Nation's most requested caller, man. I appreciate you, Lopez.
Appreciate you too. All right, bro.
Yeah, I mean, only the Knick haters and, like he said, the people looking for Knicks for clicks. Those are the people who are picking the or the Sixers fans who are picking the Sixers over the Knicks. I mean, you always have to give the defending champions the edge. That's why I'm surprised that Vegas is like got us behind the Spurs. Like I don't understand that. But they're banking on this face of the league stuff and Wemby and the future and, you know, still discounting us. But for the most part, the people who know basketball know who's the best team in the East. And Vegas, trust me, Vegas ain't going to bet against us unless, you know, some more super team type deals emerge, even though the Sixers are not a super team. But some people view them as a super team. It is what it is on that front. So it's the Super J. The Knicks have been in the finals 9 times and won 3. If we would have won them all, it would be a different. Oh man. First though, if we would, you might not even have a Jalen Brunson if we would have won the 90s championship. I think that if you win the 90s championships, you're winning in the 2000s. Because I think it would be a culture shift. Like, so, like, people, the reason why they like the Lakers and stuff like that, because they're used to seeing Kobe and the Lakers being good, right? So I think that with the next generation or the next iteration of the next generation, you know, they're going to see the Knicks in a different light from the way that we seen the Knicks, right? Because we seen the struggle but our kids are only going to know the Knicks is thriving and winning with Jalen Brunson. And I think that foundation will create opportunities for young stars, whether it be an AJ, whether it be a Cooper Flag, who may one day say, I want to go to the Knicks. Cam Boozer, I want to be with the Knicks. I grew up a Brunson fan, a Knicks fan. I think that'll change the world. So, yeah, if we would have won 9 finals, man, it might be 19 finals because we had the most money. We're in the biggest market. That right there creates a certain momentum. You win in New York, you can win anywhere. That's why Jalen Brunson is the best in the world. But look, y'all, we're going to be back tomorrow. You know, I'm always here talking Knicks every single day. Objective Fan Hoops return on Friday. I will be hooping. Hand is good. I feel good. I feel like I'm in my 20s as I'm on the pursuit to continued good health. And then we got NBA Saturdays on Saturday. Members only Sundays on Sunday. That's the lineup. See you guys. Until then, and until next time, let's go. Knicks.